YouTube, welcome back. We're underleveled. My name is Kat, and today Gardevoir was released in Pokemon Unite, and we have been playing non-stop to get the hang of Gardevoir's moves. We'll be looking at our build, as well as an overview of this new Psychic Fairy type attacker. And if you enjoy Pokemon Unite and want to see more content, then we hope you'll consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel. So Gardevoir has just been released, but it's not in free rotation, so if you want to use Gardevoir outside of the practice arena, then you'll need to spend your coins or gems on her. But we'll be going over her moves as well as her pros and cons in hopes that it'll help you decide if you want to spend your hard-earned coins or gems. Don't forget to stick around for one of the best builds you can have on her. Gardevoir is a ranged attacker with the ability to throw around incredible and devastating damage. But with so much power comes the drawback of very low mobility as well as very low defense. Planning out your moves to deal a lot of damage while being mindful of your surroundings will be the key to success with Gardevoir. She's truly a glass cannon, and while her recommended skill level is intermediate, I personally feel like she has a pretty high skill ceiling. If you're good at accurately anticipating your opponent's moves, then you'll cripple your opponents with your Psychic Void. But if you lack map awareness and don't stay vigilant, then you'll possibly find yourself respawning at base often. Gardevoir plays very slow in early to mid game, but really thrives late game. Let's go over her optimal build and movesets as well as comparing it to her other move options. She can have multiple playstyles and builds depending on the player, team composition, and situation. But this one will help draw out her strengths as well as try to support her weaknesses. First, we'll look at her battle and held items, and then we'll look at her moves. Starting off with her battle items, we'll be using the eject button. This is a must-have since Gardevoir loses Teleport, her only mobility move, very early in the game. For her held items, first we will be using the Shell Bell. Gardevoir is a special attacker, so this is a must for any build as it helps recover some HP but also boosts special attack. We'll be taking advantage of Gardevoir's ability to deal a lot of damage by boosting that damage as much as we can. Now, special attack specs is another good option, but it won't be as consistent due to the fact that you'll only get your boost after scoring goals, but it's still another good option. Next, we have the Wise Glasses. Just like the Shell Bell, this will help us push our special attack even higher, which in turn means that our damage output will also increase. And finally, we have the Energy Amplifier. This item will deal increased damage for a short time after using your Unite move. This item synergizes so well with Gardevoir's Unite move, which will pull enemies in, allowing you to do increased follow-up damage after tightly grouping the enemies together. This item will also decrease the cooldown of your Unite move, allowing you to use it slightly more frequently. Now, another option to slot into your held items would be the Buddy Barrier. This item is similar to your Energy Amplifier as it only activates after using your Unite move, but it'll shield you as well as one of your teammates. This is great for drawing in the opponents and supporting your teammate, allowing them to stay in the battle longer to help with damage output. Now let's take a look at Gardevoir's moves. This is the good part, because Gardevoir has a lot of great moves at her disposal. Starting off with Ralts, you'll want to take Confusion first. While your mobility is lacking, you shouldn't be running into any opponents this early in the game, so having Teleport first won't help much. Confusion will be great for speeding up your ad farming in the very early game. Then here's where things get interesting, because at level 6 you'll get a choice of Psyshock or Future Sight. We suggest that if you want to do insane damage at the cost of an increased difficulty level, then Future Sight is the way to go. Future Sight is just too good, especially after upgrading it late game. It allows instant cooldown when hitting an opponent with this move. This is a high risk, high reward type of move, because this move can have no cooldown and dish out incredible damage if you're successfully able to land your attacks. But Psyshock is also a great move with less risk, allowing you to damage opponents who might be chasing or running from you. Next, at level 8, we suggest you taking Moonblast. This move works perfectly in tandem with Future Sight as it stuns your opponent long enough for you to use Future Sight on them. So the combo would be to use Moonblast and then immediately follow up with Future Sight to get pretty much a guaranteed hit, unless they eject away or something. But more often than not, it'll hit, and if you have Future Sight upgraded, then its cooldown will be instant. Psychic is a good move that deals more damage if you get the enemy caught in your attack long enough, but Moonblast works just so perfectly with Future Sight if you plan to go that route. Here's a demonstration of Gardevoir's Unite move, which will draw enemies in, which is good for pulling in your opponents and allowing your teammates to perform punishing damage. Another amazing thing about Gardevoir is her passive ability, Synchronize. This ability is pretty nice because if you get hit with damage over time or a move that'll slow you, your opponent will also receive damage or slowing effects. While it does have a cooldown after being activated, it's still a very powerful passive ability, with poison being so prominent right now. But note that the damage dealt by Synchronize by damage over time is a one-time hit to the opponent, and not the same damage over time that you receive. So now we'll show you some gameplay of Gardevoir.
Ready, go! 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. You win.
So to sum it up, is Gardevoir worth getting? If you're willing to put in the time to practice, have excellent map awareness, and can accurately anticipate your opponent's movements, then I think Gardevoir would be an excellent choice for you. But know that the early game is very slow, and you really need to farm to get those higher levels as fast as possible because Gardevoir really shines late game. Playing extra cautious early game will be key. But we hope this video helped you decide if you want to add Gardevoir to your Pokemon roster. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more Pokemon Unite content, then we hope you'll hit that like button as well as subscribing and turning on the bell for notifications. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!